is the Thursday night online open mic. So happy to be here with all of you guys. Oh my goodness. If you're feeling the energy, let me see you. Do the salsa, do the merengue, do the mambo, do something. Do something with yourself sitting in your living room. This is where we get our kundalini up. That's right. We raise it all up. We raise up our energy, our frequency, our vibration across nations and nations and nations. I'm putting the list in the chat for everybody and thanking our sponsors as well: National Endowment of the Arts, Council of the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, New York City Community Trust. And if you guys would like to make a donation, visit nuyorican.org/contribute. We've created a community, a family. We be spending Thanksgiving together and everything. Like it's gotten crazy. It's gotten a little bit crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be without my online open mic family. Some of us have, just connected even in so many ways, collaborations and everything. It's just been so beautiful to watch, even though this pandemic has been such a scary time, such a difficult time. This has been one of the absolute beautiful things that has come out of this pandemic, is all of us connecting the way that we have, sharing how we have, and just watching you guys evolve as poets too. My goodness, so brilliant. So if you have popped your poetic cherry here on the online open mic, make some noise with your hands. Let me see. I don't know if I could unmute you guys. Unmute everybody and let's see. Can you unmute? Let's hear some vibrations out there. Can you unmute everybody? Hello? I can't do everything at once. I can't. I'm trying to concentrate. Hey, did I pop your cherry? Say pop, pop, pop.
People are allowed to unmute themselves. I can't physically unmute them.
Okay. Yeah, if I have, you can unmute yourself and then mute yourself again.
Yes, my cherry's been popped. So yeah.
Same.
Wasn't it great?
No, La Bruja. My first time you were absent and my cherry was never popped.
We're gonna have to manifest his cherry again.
And words of advice, or what's his name, didn't do it. So what
So
can I
you
say?
want to get initiated? All right, you're on the list tonight, so we may sing the Pop the Cherry song for you. But if let me see, if you got your cherry popped on a physical stage, if you're out there, and over the 20 years plus I have been hosting open mics, and I'm only 19. Over these years, if I popped your poetic cherry on a physical stage, unmute yourself and make some noise. Mm-hmm. No, no, okay. I hear a little something. Oh yeah? Uh-oh. Okay. If you have never shared your poetry in public before and you'd like me to pop your cherry with the famous Pop the Cherry song initiation, you let me know in the chat or before you go up to bat. You have 4 minutes to do your thing. 5 minutes and you're pushing it. 6 minutes and Dougie Fresh, you're off. And I will virtually Sandman Sims you off the stage like Sandman did for so many years at the famous Apollo. But let me be your Kiki Shepherd tonight, and let's kiki on this open mic. If you have some new shit, you let me know and we will say new shit. If you have some old shit, you can let us know what type of shit it is and we'll support you in that shit. I actually just was writing some new shit. I'm working on a new poem. So this is like, it's not even a complete shit. It's not completely out. I don't know. So this is like a turtling new shit. And here it goes. Are you ready? Do you want to hear this? Okay, here we go. Baby, you're an amusement park. We twist into salty pretzels underneath the candy apple sun. Your love is a roller coaster ride, so dangerous and fun. You wet me as I slide down the log flume, bumper car your lips, turning, and sparks send metallic shivers through the air. You flip me around your Ferris wheel, forgetting how my stomach feels. You are my great adventure, 6 flags, and each flag the color red. Ooh. All right. So that was my new shit. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. But let's get this going, get this flowing. Here we go. Up first on our list, we have none other than Louis Babon.
Hey, La Bruja.
Hi, Louis.
Hey, I love that poem. Definitely. Yes. Those
I
red
wrote it like
flags, though.
5 minutes, 5 minutes before open mic.
Yes, that was dope.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. I got 2 pieces. The first piece is entitled Like Job. On my social media, I feel like Job, a man once rich with it all, but now no more. Once I was lousy with likes galore, always a new word for my posts from strangers, other supporters. Now, nothing at all. A desert, devolved, paradise lost. First, it started with no likes at all. Then the comments were gone. Then friends blocked me one by one. Then, afflicted with bruised ego, I was told by those who read my posts that I complain too much, that I should just delete my account and be gone. But I praised my page. In Zuckerman's name, I said I will keep posting things. I will keep uploading things. I will keep right on sharing because all day long it is my delight and my greatest joy doesn't come from likes. Over time, the likes returned. The comments tripled, the friend requests soared, and the bruised ego became no more in my page. My page lived on, and everything was as it was all along. So that's my first piece. And my second piece is entitled Home Alone. And here goes. When I'm alone, I drink too much wine, crawl inside my life, pretend I'm a couch, slouch down and cluster into my own hurts. I sulk much and feel it well deserved. I eat things that like my chew. I've earned each serious bite. I like to gnash, like the pleasure of stomping bugs or folding them up in a paper towel after swiping them off the rug or squishing them so they can't be squished no more. I'm a bit of a sadist with a masochistic playlist. I gyrate and it looks like pain, but I feel sexy, so it's all the same. Some days I pick my nose, hoping for that long goodie, that slimy thread of icky that makes my brain feel chilly but gives accomplished feelings, especially when I'm lazy and feel like I've done nothing. When I'm alone, I eat too many cookies and drink sugary juices and sit inside my belly, sometimes smack my gratified tummy, bunch up the meat, then release. I get silly and quite surly, stay up late, sleep past morning, wake up to a sun that's yawning and realize how much I miss the moon. When I'm alone, there's always too much room. Some days, I wish less of myself to come home to. A mix of blues and gratitude, grateful because I can leave the bathroom door open when I shit, or pee in the sink and get naked or play with my dick. Secret single behavior, or whatever they call it. Plainly stated, I call it recklessness. There's a joy in it that seems to fit. So I call it often when the spirit hits. When I'm alone, which is quite often, I enjoy it, all of it. Happy till it laments, and I need some more wine to distract me from it. Thank y'all for listening. If you want to follow, I am on Instagram, El Majesty1. I'll drop it. Yep. Huh? I'll drop it in the chat. La Bruja, I hear you.
you. Yes, okay. They finally unmuted me. I don't have the power to unmute myself. That was crazy. Give it up for Luis Pavon. You guys get so real. Oh my God. I started burning some sage. Had to just, ooh, yes. Yes, that was so real. My goodness, with the bathroom door open. I love that shit too. Playing with my dick. Love it. And the booger line. Boo. That's, that was icky and gooey. And we're stuck to Louis. Give some love for Louis Babon. Thank you so much, darling.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. Yes. Okay, let's keep it going, keep it flowing. And let's go now with Nick Paleologos. Let's see if I can ask to unmute you myself. Yeah, and give me the power to unmute myself, okay, New Rican, so that I don't have to bother you for that.
What's up, La
Nick?
Bruja? Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
It's great to see you too. You know,
Good
it's
to
crazy.
see
This
you.
hat, this hat, I was about to say, because I wore it on Monday and Generalissimo was like, what is on his head? And I'm like, it's a Gengar. This was given to me as a gift from my brother, actually. And I performed it with this hat on stage at in music. My friend of mine has a band, so like I performed a song with them like way back when and everything before the pandemic hit and everything. So I told Advocate this on Monday. When the Nuyorican opens back up again, I'll wear this hat and I'll perform on stage on there and
Ooh,
everything.
we'll all know it's you too. We'll be partying on top of you. We'll be like, oh, pandemic poets, right,
The
DG?
pandemic, yes, the pandemic poets.
So what are you gonna do for us tonight, Nick?
I got two pieces, and the first one is new shit that I've been working on for a while, and I think it's ready to finally be unleashed.
Oh, how exciting. So 2 pieces and a biscuit from Lewis, and now Nick, bring it on. Spread the gravy. Let's go.
There we go. Let's do it. This first one's called Crimson Letters. Embedded on merchandise is the letters that think that they will get them to paradise. I'm talking about letters 17 and 18, close to and barely legal, as well as lethal. Q is supposed to be quick with wit, not a QA sounding word that sounds deceitful. Q&A don't belong together unless it's a Q&A of something you enjoy, like which recipes Martha Stewart recommends, or which weed that Snoop Dogg would like to smoke again. Not conspiracy theories that think that ties loose ends and that almost no one comprehends, because you'll just lose friends to those dead ends that lead you to the cult of friends, and that think that you can transcend and must condescend against logic. And the R doesn't stand for respect in retrospect. It stands for rash. As they fall down the dangerous chasm of delusion and dystrophy, as they try to facilitate another entropy, when it's just dysentery of a verbal magnitude. And that attitude is repugnant. 1 second, sorry. My thing's acting up. Oh no, there we go. And don't think it's going away, it's rampant. 70 plus people decided to vote for that repulsive, rigid reject that needs his ego stroked like a horny boy after No Nut November with his dick erect. Q and R are the crimson letters that to be worn for your life. Q for quick-tempered and R for reasonless. And they make a scannable QR code. When you scan it, it shows multiple episodes of people telling you why the hell you should stay away. Because that QR code doesn't belong in the world, especially right here in the US of A. It's the first one. Second one, a little different for me. Performed this on Monday. This one's called You're Gonna Need a
Grown
Napkin.
folk shit. This is some grown folk shit.
Grown folk shit. Yes, that was and this one is some also grown folk shit a little too as well. This one's called You're Gonna Need a Napkin for this one. I love me some chicken parm. Make sure the breaded chicken's not too crispy, fried enough where you get a good crunch when you bite into it. Sauce just warm enough and not too chunky, but doesn't ooze off the bread. The mozzarella stretchy and does not slide off the breaded bird. The bread, Italian, toasted, but not burnt. When you sink your teeth into that first bite, it's warm and doesn't burn your gums. And when you're finished, you're not bloated because who really wants that? I don't. Now that your mouth is watery and your stomach is savory, the image, you know what would be great to wash it down with? A glass of non-carbonated gratitude with 2 fruits in the glass called politeness and kindness. Be nice to each other. Life is too short, like how we rush through our meals. And this poem. That's it. Thank you.
Woo! Yes, Nick. That gooey, cheesy, crispy. You made me hungry.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, don't be sorry. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was tasty. Good going, Nick. All right,
thank you
Gengar
so
gang.
much.
Okay. Woo! Yes, Nick. So damn cool. So make sure you told everybody how to follow you and everything, right? And you put your stuff in the Chitty chat.
Oh yes, I'll put that in the chat. Yes, absolutely. You could follow me at The Real Nick P. That's TheRealNickP on Instagram. And also, guys, Sunday's the deadline for Love Letters to Gaia. Submit your stuff in, guys. Get that in ASAP. ASAP. You got till Sunday, man. Get it in when you can.
Get it in by Sunday. You know, I was gonna submit. I wrote this whole thing. I did a meditation and I forgave everybody. You know, and I wrote just this forgiveness love letter to everybody. And I was gonna submit it, but then I realized the letters to Gaia is like love letters dedicated to nature. So I have to get back to the drawing board to submit something for that. But you go and submit love letters to Gaia. Yes. So I forgave. And I feel so much lighter. You know, during this pandemic, I realized, you know, like in order to evolve and move forward, you know, it's important to have a light heart, and forgiveness is divine. And yeah, it's one of the hardest things to do. And like when I started writing out all the people I had to forgive, that shit list was long. It was a long ass shit list. I was like, I felt like Santa looking at the naughty list. And I was like, damn, do I go Christmas shopping or Christmas chopping? You know what I'm saying? And then, I don't know, something happened. I just let it all go. And it just gave me so much hope for the future. And speaking of hope, let's bring in Hope Chamberlain.
Hello.
Hi, Hope.
So I have 2 things today. The first one is a poem, and the second one is an essay type thing. Who knows? Okay. Here's the first one. I love my overalls. The clanking of buttons and adjustable straps is music to my ears. I feel delightfully relaxed. There's a perfect little pocket right in the front, and if you listen closely, you can hear it thump thump. Did I mention the fabric connection? There's no worry of draft. Look at this costume. I've got queerness on tap. Do you listen to Girl in Red? Yeah, that music slaps. Cottagecore outfits I import by the ton. I love my overalls. I'm like a little kid running wild in the grass, decked out in adventure gear, searching for traps. My wildest imagination's woven into the stuff. A power source for creativity, the sole producer of fun. I love my overalls. And then this one is a little mini essay that I wrote a couple months ago. Today, I met a witch. She was taking a stroll through a rather busy section of the downtown suburbs. It was only 5 o'clock, but the curse of November had turned the sky dark. She wore an old, oversized Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sweatshirt that sunk all the way down to her knees, the bright yellow background contrasting with Raphael's peeling grin. Her stringy blonde hair was partway pulled up into some mixture of a ponytail and a bun, strands whipping around the front of her face. In one hand, she held a smartphone, into which she was loudly speaking Russian. In the other, a leash that separated into 3 small chains, each one piloted by a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. She wore shin-length black leggings and a pair of stained slip-on Uggs. I imagined her home, a stuffy apartment filled with a menagerie of unnecessary items. Old coupons stacked upon towers of Anne Rice novels, cheap lipstick and dated curtains, studded collars for the dogs, named Cosmo, Fia, and Kip, by the way. A few scattered packs of cigarettes. There seemed to be an entire greenhouse of overgrowing plants, which she watered diligently on a natural schedule, determined by when she felt they were thirsting. She treated them all equally, even the fake ones. Her open windows looked out onto a porch with one singular yellow lamp, moths buzzing around it. She probably wasn't anyone's mother, an aunt for sure, but no children of her own. This, of course, was by choice. After the love of her life, Vladimir, passed away. Her nieces had been trying to set her up with a mailman, but she was having none of that. My Vlad is not gone, darlings. The girls rolled their eyes like always, but she knew what was true. In the evenings, she'd change the channel to Dateline and shake her head at the people on screen. This is why you never marry a pharmacist, Cosmo. She'd listen through all the messages on her answering machine, even those from spammers, and would not press delete until she was sure they were not needed. All day, she'd gab with her sisters, power her way through novels, and gather supplies. She was a witch, after all, though her potion ingredients consisted of gum packs, chapstick, and glue sticks from CVS. The spells she cast were in the way she traveled through life. Her inner peace was a delicately carved gem, and her witch's brew an air of self-assurance. She was a being of power, wonder, and mystery, a force to be reckoned with. This extraordinary creature of the night passed by our table, and Sam spoke my thoughts instantly. I am obsessed with that woman. Thank you.
Yes, Hope. I'm obsessed with witches too. Thank you. And the overall things, oh my God, I love overalls too. They got me through my pregnancy. I was like in overalls. It was like the only thing I could wear to the end. And I still have those overalls. So the ode to overalls and ode to that magical witch. I have a lip balm that was given to me by Rebel Fresh some time ago. It's peppermint. It is so good. Oh God, it tingles. It's delicious. And it's all natural. And I've been doing my own spa days, and I was using this jasmine and vanilla butter cream. Oh my God, I put it all over, even in my hair, and I feel delicious. So, you got to treat yourself magical too. You have to really love yourself, take care of yourself. You are your own witches and wizards and warlocks. You can create that magic for yourself. So Hope, you don't have any social media, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to be like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And then Hope is gonna pop up. Thank you, sweetheart. Mwah. Until the next time. Okay, great. Let's see, who do we have next? Oh, I had mentioned Oshkosh Bagosh because of the overalls. Like back in the days, we was wearing Oshkosh Bagosh. And this man who's coming up next lives close to Oshkosh. Ladies and gentlemen, DG Clearing. Where are you, DG?
Hi, there I am. How is everybody tonight? It is so good to be here. Yes. Yeah, I'm just 10 miles from Oshkosh and Oshkosh by gosh, so that's incredible. I'd like to thank the audience and all the great performers for being here tonight too. I'm so honored. Casey Goodman, 23-year-old black man, was killed last Friday. I just thought everybody should know that, shot by police walking through his door. This is What Is in a Name. What is in a name, Juliet proclaimed. A rose by any other name would smell so sweet. Warriors raise flags in the name of their country. Knights fight in the names of their queen. Explorers plant flags in the name of their people. Crusades are fought in the names of God. You remember a name. Apollo went to the moon. The Titanic was a tragedy. The Black Death killed millions. The Incas had a powerful empire. George Floyd was a hip hop artist murdered by police. Maya Angelou wrote words of courage. Picasso was a cubist. Cesar Chavez fought for social justice and equality. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol. Sitting Bull was a great leader. Breonna Taylor was an EMT executed by cops. 9/11 will never be forgotten. Confucius was a teacher and a philosopher. Casey Goodman was an innocent man shot by the sheriff. Polio is devastating. Spot is my dog. COVID-19 is a virus. Tweety's a bird. Bubbles a fish. You remember names. My second poem. Casey Goodman fell to his kitchen floor, 3 shots in the back, his keys in the door. Bang, 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 a subway on the floor. Casey Goodman fell to the kitchen floor. His little brother saw him murdered in the door. Blood from the butchering went splat, splat, splat on the shiny linoleum floor. Casey Goodman fell to the kitchen floor. Grandma saw her grandson die like her family before. Help, 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 she said, as he died on her cleanly waxed floor. Casey Goodman fell to the kitchen floor, shot and splattered, just coming through the door. He didn't do anything. Now a young black man dead on the floor. Casey Goodson dead on the floor. The cops shot an innocent man for having his keys in the door. Bang, bang, bang. Now he's dead on the kitchen floor. Thank you.
DG Clearing, thank you for saying their names. Thank you for your poetry.
And I am sorry, earlier in my poem, I said the name was Goodman. It is Goodson. I read it wrong. I apologize to his family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We know your intention. So intention is everything, really. It's really so important. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. So now let's go to Generalissimo Brian Franco.
Am I unmuted, La Bruja?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Hanukkah has begun, has it not?
It certainly has, and this is a menorah behind me that I designed myself several years ago.
Ooh.
It's a big bubba, but let me just go ahead and pull up some poems for you. The first one is my weekly haiku just for you. It's called "Those Folks at Salem Had It All Wrong." La Bruja taught me witches are born as truly gorgeous poetry. The second poem is called City Wilderness. I stop walking. I stand on brick lane sidewalk and breathe in night air. I lean my head back to explore firmament. Shiny silver clouds billow against a navy sky. A platinum 15/16 moon outshines clouds, slithering amongst them as if it were a snake slithering through day-old, freshly fallen autumn leaves to rub its belly against moist forest ground. A seagull calls to its mate in echoing, deafening yells. Suddenly, a solid white gull appears flying fast as a falcon zigzagging from building top to building top, as if roofs were treetops or cliffs along the shoreline. In that instance, the city becomes the wilderness it once was. The next piece is called The Pyramid Scheme That Led to the Great Wall of China. I ascended the steps of Machu Picchu. I stood in the shadow of the sun god and absorbed all he had to offer into my being. I walked back down to earth and found myself ankle deep in Egyptian sand. During my stay in Giza, I entered a staring contest with a sphinx. He blinked first. He riddled me with riddles. I knew all the answers. The final answer was to get to the other side. The sky darkened. The stone-faced lion lit a fire. We made some s'mores. He noted that I didn't char my marshmallows dark enough for his taste. Evening desert chill set in. To keep me warm, the Sphinx blanketed me. From the neck down with his soft tail, I fell into a deep slumber. I awoke south of Masada. The Judean desert sun served as a beacon pointing to the 2-mile snake path. I traversed the narrow trail and noticed droplets of wax left by Israeli soldiers. I reached the top where the zealots resided, ruins surrounded by a crumbling wall. I climbed a stairway to a watchtower and passed out from the immense Israeli heat. I came to feeling dizzy and misplaced. A Chinese woman held a cold compress to my forehead. She helped me to my feet and led me out of the turret. I stood atop the Great Wall of China. The problem with such walls is the mere existence of their existence invites previously non-existent enemies whose sole purpose is invasion and destruction. People build walls inside their souls every day, sometimes to prevent eventual broken hearts, the same hearts they inadvertently pierce with sharp-edged trowels used to smooth mortar. These walls can be broken down not by enemies, but by lovers and friends who tutor trust and possess a special epoxy for broken hearts. The walls cease being walls and are reborn as complete souls their master masons had denied themselves. I stood atop the Great Wall of China. I wondered how long it would take to hike its distance. The answer doesn't matter, but the question tells the unintentional story of all such walls. In the end, the only worthwhile purpose of the Great Wall of China is as a tourist attraction its architects never imagined. Gracias, everyone, and thank you, La Bruja.
Thank you, Generalissimo. You know, that realm of temples and pyramids, I feel like it informed your menorah because that's what I was thinking. Like it looked like
Well,
symbols that
the,
I've seen.
the, the title of this piece is called Parenthetical Temple. If you notice the little 2 parentheses on either side.
Ah, yes, yes, I see it. Thank you for that. And for that lovely haiku. Flattery, they say will get you everywhere. I don't know that it'll get you
Well,
everywhere.
I will say that it is dedicated to the one great unrequited love of my life that I know will always be unrequited. So I'll cry myself to sleep tonight.
Generalissimo Brian Franco. You gotta love him. Got to. Bravo. You make me blush too. You guys just are so amazing. I wanted to let's see who it is that we have next. I wanted to put my info in the chat in case you guys aren't following me yet. La Bruja NYC. For those of you who don't know how to spell Bruja, it's La Bruja NYC. I've been wearing a La Bruja mask, and I finally people been like, "I love your mask! Oh my god!" So I finally made some Bruja masks, and if you're interested, and because we got to be wearing masks, whether you believe in this pandemic or you don't believe in this pandemic, I feel like it's just when you're around people, I know I feel better wearing a mask, or especially around my elders. And so if you want a Bruja mask and you want to represent, follow me, La Bruja NYC, visit me, all that good stuff. And maybe you can get one too. So now let's go to this gentleman. He has like this really grunge punk quality. Give it up for Dane. I think it's Eins, right? I always get that wrong. Eins, right?
Since it's like
I
ints.
always get it wrong. It's Ins. Why do
Yeah.
I want to say Eins? It's like ice.
Yeah. I'm gonna put something that's coming up for me in the chat. I just put that up there. My car is called Old Flattery because it gets me nowhere.
Oh, that ties in.
Yeah, I have 3 pieces. The last 2 are kind of a taste of what I'm going to be doing on the 18th. Nocturnal train dream. In the dream, I'm riding on a train like the Metro North, entering the long, dark tunnel into Grand Central Station or the Metro in Paris. My cock is out, much, much bigger than in the For Real. Porno movie big, hard, battering ram hard, strong enough to crash through castle gates, setting them on fire for grins. Everyone's looking at the floor, looking at the ceiling, or on their cell phones calling 911 or video capturing the events transpiring. A stranger to me, a woman, do-si-dos up, strap on wagging, bends me over the seat and fucks my ass. And when she reaches around and grabs me, just as I'm coming, I think, now this is a woman I could marry and divorce and marry and divorce and take home to meet mama. Polk Street. It's right about the time the elbow bends when you expect it, but what you get are knees, shaved tops and bottoms, sequin skirts, hiking, mouth and hands, hungry, full of heart. What's a girl to do? The aching, lonely as love, its drag, its queen, its kissing in alleys between 1:30 a.m. and 3:45, its dollars, its bleeds, runs in stockings east to west, some sort of stiletto, broken heel flirting with cops, lost lashes flutter to gutter to storm drain, tears rolling, crying, falling down, smiling, rainstorm flooding, out to the ocean, out to the bay. Day is morning, hearing gurgle, today is tomorrow, wigs, sorrow sleeping, resting on stands. Broadway. I met you on Broadway. Carol Doda's pasties, neon blinking still. You, cute and curly brown, you said, come home with me. And I did. My jacket of loneliness hung on a hook by the hallway door to your bed. For hours I lay next to you, you not letting me touch you. We slept, just slept and slept. It must have been a prequel to Crying Games long ago, but a decade after the words of the beats hung fresh in the air, San Francisco madness, thick summer fog melting in sadness. They're gone as ever gets, still here in memory and books on the shelf. The profound erodes to the gutter profane. It is gone as gone gets. COVID closed the strip joints long before the barkers stopped crying, shouting, live, nude girls, live, naked girls inside. Shouts all dead. Lenny Bruce dead. Comedy clubs closed, moved out, moved north of North Beach. North, nice and clean for the tourist. No beachhead now for the Sixth Fleet to land on. One day, I stood in a booth around the corner down the block from Broadway, lonely, my dick in my hand. It was holy, the glory of her. Now I finally know it. She said she was sorry she didn't have the rhythm just right to make me come with her words and the vision of her body moving under a distant waterfall wall of glass falling. She had tattoos. She was a unionized sex worker. Bright, slender brunette with the bob, bush like the Garden of Eden, oasis wet for pleasure. On her left bicep, the tat said, Tulsa. She, grinning, winking, said, a slut, get it? Listen, I'm here with my dick out in front of a complete stranger, just trying to fucking finish before thinking. Shame and aching fill me up again. My mind is empty as to what is right or wrong or good or meaning and words. Einstein could not get the right answer to 2 + 2 in this horror of life's moments. After I'm done with my sorrowful prayer, zipped up, lonely, sadder than before, crawl out from the stench of pine sol mazes of cubicles of private dancing booths, altars to lonely lust dollars. A bug from under a rock crawls out to sunlight, shining air pure from the bay, blue angels still flying. Thank you.
Ooh, Dane. Now I know why I think it's Ice. Dane, the Iceman Ints. Oh, because it was cold and it was hard. Woo! Woo! Damn. Generalissimo said no one does soft poetic porn like Dane. You took us there. You took us to the red light district. Let me. Oh. You don't have to put on the red light. Thank you, Dane.
Yeah.
You never disappoint, my friend.
Thank you.
Yes. You like I was there in that cubicle smelling but I think mine smelled like fabuloso. It was more fabuloso mixed with king pine. Okay. Thank you, Dane. Thank you. Love it. Mm. I feel like we're just like on the stripper pole of poetry tonight. We just everybody got their dick out. Everybody got their dick out and the dick in the hand. And it's some real adult ass shit tonight. Oh, we got Advocate of Words, our Monday night host in the building with us. Yes. Much love to Advocate. And we'll bring you on in a minute. But before we do, let's go to Cynthia Lawrence, who's absolute sweetie pie.
Okay. Oh, can you hear me? Hey.
Hey.
I don't know why they say Cynthia. That's my official name, but everyone calls me Cinda, so I'm Cinda. I don't know why I said Cynthia, but anyway.
I'm sorry. I know it's Cinda too, but I was like, well, we're getting official tonight. Maybe we feel Cynthia.
I always tell people hold the Rella because I'm Cinda, and a taxi driver, I said that to him, and he said, I'd rather hold the Cinda, so I stopped saying that.
You set yourself up.
I did. Like, oh God. I have two tonight. The first one, I hope that you've seen All in the Family, because the first one is about Edith Bunker. And I don't know, all different ages here. So if you've ever seen it, All in the Family, Edith Bunker was a very sweet woman who was married to Archie Bunker of All in the Family back in the 70s show. And he was a horrible racist, and she was a very sweet lady that was married to him. So I hope some people will get this if they've seen All in the Family. But anyway, this is Edith Bunker. This is the first one, Edith Bunker. Edith Bunker embodied all that is good. She cooked and she cleaned and did the best that she could. Archie was full of anger, venom, and bile. But Edith was different, free of hatred and guile. Archie would spew his disturbing, ignorant crap, and Edith would frown while making us laugh. She cherished her husband in spite of his flaws. Her kindness and patience filled us with awe. There was wisdom within her, a heart of pure gold. No matter the topic, her love never grew cold. Rare were her views on politics, race, and the poor. She took care of her family, whom she clearly adored. Archie used vile words like gook, spade, and chink. Edith scowled with a sigh, but what did she think? Her mouth remained pursed, her opinion unspoken. Oh, Archie, she'd cry, her frustration awoken. We laughed at Archie with discomfort and zeal, a buffoon of a man too absurd to be real. Thank God for Edith, his partner, his foil. We needed her sweetness when anger would boil. This family back then got under our skin. We all knew an Archie, by friend or by kin. As for Edith, she was also part of the age. Her love was a bomb in the fury and rage. We forgave her silence, sensing her heart. Hating Archie was plenty, no need to tear her apart. Edith was loving and decent, a woman with class. Sure, she married a bigot, but let's give her a pass. Archie was free to speak as he wanted. Aside from the meathead, he was rarely confronted. No matter his words, in his home he was safe. His wife would not leave him, nor try to escape. Her love was the proof. Hey, I'm not so bad. Edith's still here, and she even seems glad. With near total impunity. Edith is steady, so what matters community? How could she love a person so awful? It doesn't add up, a woman so thoughtful. She knew what he was, vowed to love him till death. Would George find it funny, gasping for breath? It hurts to dig deeper, probe Edith's decisions, but complicit she was and deserves our derision. It's painful to Archie was worse, but Edith too was a racist. I don't know your thoughts about what you just read at a time when so many Black men are dead. The bunkers aren't real, on this we agree. Still, what would they say about you, about me? So that was about Edith. If you've never seen the show, but I think you get it, you know.
Woo! Yes.
And the second one is about refugees. For many years, refugees are on my mind all the time around the world. I'm always thinking about refugees. I've been very fortunate and I'm not one, but I just always think about it. So this is about refugees. It's called All. My clothes, they are clean. My stomach it's full. The raw ache in your belly is deep and it's dull. I wonder midday on what supper I'll dine. Your mind goes to food you know you won't find. All of my meals come straight from the store. Yours once came from the field, but not anymore. Storms, floods, and droughts have ruined your crops. I muse in the aisles. Should I buy cherry pop? My toddler cheers when I give him dessert. Your child only cries, my tummy, it hurts. With a shortage of income, I try the food bank. In your state of war, there's no help and no thanks. The rockets are firing with no end in sight. No choice but to run. This may be your last night. Shrapnel is something I've seen on a screen. You see it in bodies as a daily routine. If I miss breakfast today, I know I'll still breathe. With no meal for weeks, you've no choice but to leave. I have a phone and a tablet on which I depend. Only clothes on your back, motion's your friend. Mine's a big country, I might leave the state. Your borders have fighters rushing the gate. Your home is in tatters, no beans or supplies. Where can you go? If you don't move, you'll die. I could live in my car, though I'll feel like a tramp. You walk 100 miles to get to a camp. I listen for news of an end to the fear. You know only today the rice you hold dear. Hope springs eternal, our leaders will act. For you, that's illusion, not ever a fact. Surrounded by wire with no place called home, the goal is survival, getting through it alone. No one foresees the dark monster of hunger. It strikes without conscience, the older, the younger. No demon laughs like the snake of malnutrition. It coils through the being, no pause, no contrition. All deserve to be fed, all deserve to be free. All deserve to have troubles far off strangers will see. Tiring labels abound, alien, exile, refugee, or guest. May we know simply this, a life sated and blessed. So that's
Cinda! Yes!
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I get emotional. It's just, but there
you're
you
a
are.
beautiful soul, and your intentions are pure, and you're woke, and you're humane. You have compassion, which is what I'm hoping we can all elevate in each other and around our community is, respect and compassion and understanding and love.
Well,
And
it's all digital now, but when I meet you all someday in person, I cannot even tell you how much that day will mean to me when I get to hug you and say hello and meet you person to person in the flesh. I can't even tell you what I look forward so to that day after hearing all your work. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, La Brua.
Thank you. Yes, and then we'll go back and hug each other, and we'll be like, those were the days.
That's right.
Those were the days.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Mwah.
Oh, our pandemic poet days on the internet. I can't wait. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, so yes, I'll be wearing my peppermint lip balm to kiss you all. And now let's go and listen to, even though it's 9:50 p.m., let's hear from Philip J. Curtis, aka Midnight. Let's unmute.
There you go.
Hey.
Bruja, Bertram in the house all day, every day.
Yes.
That's how we do. I got 3 haikus and a poem. 1 haiku for advocate. I'm letting you know right now. I'll tell you, he'll know when it's his turn, basically. Shoot. First one. Dear legislators and all you battleground states, tell him it's over. Job or career, work will work your fucking nerves, paycheck to paycheck. Advocate, baby, this one's for you, baby. This one's for you. Dope New York Mets hat, bet advocate would admit, but I can't hear you. Now a poem. Let's go. Dating. It sometimes feels like you're shopping on a clearance rack, sorting through, finding something that looks good, but that's no longer you. While some clothes capture your attention, you realize short sleeve is inappropriate in December. It's those glaring defects on past relationships, stains and blemishes on material you've already donated. That outfit that you held onto long after the fabric was overdue. Similes of dating, short and sweet, ending with a haiku to make this poem complete. Fashions come and go. Our love is just a short film. We will just be friends.
Short film done. Not even a full feature like.
No. No Star is Born.
Yo, you an advocate. I see. Yeah, haiku.
I must like the hat though. Come on, advocate.
Come on, unmute advocate. Bring advocate so he could defend himself for just a quick second before we go on to Mr. Speaker Sears.
I see we got jokes, and I'm almost done with my haiku. I just heard the haiku, and wait, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna finish it.
Okay. We were turtling.
No, come back to me because I got this last line. I'm gonna hit you hard, Midnight. I'm gonna hit you hard. I am back. I just want to let everyone know, right? I am a poet, but I am from the hip hop underground battle scene. Okay, you just unleashed it. All right, Midnight. But the hat is fly. The hat is fly.
I ain't got my Brooklyn. Bring it, bro.
I need a hat. Let me get my witch's hat.
I got my haiku.
You ready?
All right, here we go. Real quick. I just wrote it. Ready? Here we go.
It's still piping warm. Advocate of words. Hit it.
I respect Mets fans to stay faithful, committed to toxic is very tough.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Toxic is strong.
Oh, boom. Next week, I got you. Next week.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the battle continues. Haiku. God bless you. Okay. Peace. I will never understand it. Okay, I will never understand really the beef, but maybe because I'm vegan today. So let's go with James, Mr. Speaker Sears.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Let's go. All that fighting and shooting at each other. Let's go to something. Buffalo soldiers. Born in battle, named by their Indian foes. Served this country well, though many don't really know. Buffalo soldiers is what they were named because they helped clear and settle the open range. They also served in the Revolutionary War, and that's no doubt. They also served during the Civil War for the North and the South. The North promised them freedom if they served, while the South forced them to duty but kept them in the reserves. From Oklahoma to Kansas, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, they gave settlers peace of mind. The 9th and 10th Cavalry, along with the 24th and 25th Infantry, is where they were assigned. They also fought bravely in Cuba, but that's not what Teddy Roosevelt would say. See, some people really did not like Black soldiers back in the day. General Custer refused to command Black soldiers because he had no vision. Later, he got his command massacred because of other poor decisions. No matter the challenge, they served, and with discrimination, they had a head-on collision. They fought area-fire balloon bombs set by the Japanese during World War II. These bombs were floated in the jet stream, and over the West Coast is where they blew. Buffalo soldiers fought gallantly until all the U.S. enemies were defeated. But by fellow white soldiers, they were still mistreated. See, even captured German soldiers, while prisoners of war, were treated better than our own Buffalo soldiers whose rights were ignored. Because while America was fighting oppression and Nazis with military formations, they were still practicing segregation, teaching racism, and breeding discrimination. But that did not stop Buffalo soldiers back in the day. And it did not hamper other service personnel who helped pave the way. See, 23 Buffalo soldiers received the Congressional Medal of Honor for their service. One female, Kathy Williams, even disguised herself to serve. See, you may not have heard this. They had cavalry formations and multiple units of fighting infantry. From November 1862, Buffalo soldiers sacrificed, fought, and died because freedom is not free. And in the 1950s, the U.S. integrated, ending this glorious tradition of service. Forced to join all white units caused everyone to be just a little bit nervous. But bonds were formed as the military forged ahead. Soldiers realized we all fought for freedom and we all bled red. We still have a long way to go as equality, justice, and harmony we chase. But look real close and you will see the spirit of a Buffalo soldier in my face. In peace.
Ooh. Yes. They're still alive through you. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Took us on a history lesson. I didn't know those things.
Right. But thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for the wisdom, and you've shared it, and we have processed, and this is beautiful. Thank you so much. I always, I think of the Buffalo Soldier. That's why I go right into the reggae. It makes me want to light up a joint. But no, it's deeper than that. It's much deeper. Much deeper. Thank you for that. Mr. Speaker Sears, let them know how to follow you if you want them to follow you.
James, Mr. Speaker Sears on Facebook. How about we just do that one?
All right. Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker Sears. Now let's unmute our next guest. Oh my goodness, the comedy of Vernita Bostic. Please tell me she's here. Yes, she is.
Hey.
Woo, Vernita. Hello? Uh-oh. Do you see her? What happened? There you go. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. How are you? Good. I'm not really feeling comedy too much tonight, so let's see what happens. But so online shopping, I love online shopping, but those shipping costs will fuck up your entire day, okay? Because I was on Macy's website tonight, Christmas shopping for my nephews. I got them some clothes, some toys, some learning activities. I was all excited because it was supposed to cost like $125, but then with the Macy's code and the sale, I paid $55. I was like, I saved $70. Won't he do it? So I ran to go get my credit card so I could pay for it. And right before I confirmed my purchase, the total was higher. And I'm looking through it and I'm like, oh, shipping $3.99. I'm like, so now I gotta pay $58.99. And they kill me with that 99-cent shit because they think they act like they doing us a favor by not having to pay that 1 penny. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, bitch, I round up. And I'm like, who paying $59? Not me. I'm like, I canceled that order so quick. I was like, shit, these ain't even my kids. I was like, they not even my kids. I love my nephews, but you know what? They getting a virtual hug this holiday. I'm not paying for none of that. None of it at all. But you know what? The holidays are hard for a lot of us. And with me losing my boyfriend last year, that meaning of life is so short hits me so differently. And if you haven't already begun, please live your life to the fullest. You got to do what's best for you. Forget what everybody else says and thinks. And especially for my women, because as women, we set the bar of expectations so high. And when we don't meet it, we're so hard on ourselves. So for my sisters out there, if you look at your children and you're wondering if you're a good mother, I want you to wake up in the mirror, look in the mirror and tell yourself you're working on who you're destined to be. And for my sisters that are laying next to their husbands at night, wondering if he's truly happy, wondering if you're a good wife, I want you to look in the mirror and tell yourself you're working on who you're destined to be. And you may not be a wife and you may not be a mother. You just may be a single lady messing around with a bunch of dudes living your best life. So when you look in the mirror, or if you look in the mirror and the person staring back at you as a hoe, I want you to tell yourself you are. That's how you can be, because tomorrow isn't promised. If this comedy thing doesn't work out, maybe I'll be a motivational speaker. I don't know. We'll see if that works out. But since I'm talking about life and death, I have an announcement. This announcement really is for Black people, but it probably can go for other cultures. Attention, Black people. Attention, Black people. If you have insurance on your phone, you don't have insurance on your life, get your shit together, okay? Because Cash App and GoFundMe is not life insurance, okay? I'm tired of people asking me for money to help their family pay for their funeral services, okay? Certain cases, COVID, things spring up on you. I get it. But let's talk about Day Day. Day Day from the hood. Day Day's a drug dealer. He's been banging all his life. We knew that he was going to die any day now. You know what I mean? Like, why are you asking me for money? Like, you should have prepared better. You should have prepared better. Like, and then I want to know as a financial person, like, okay, what have you done to try to get the money thus far? Like, have you gone back to the stash house? You know, maybe he left something there. Matter of fact, you live with the nigga. How about you look under the mattress? Maybe there's some drugs. Maybe there's some money. Maybe there's both. You know what I mean? And if you find some drugs, you know, drug dealers are really good at math. So, I mean, why don't you ask his coworkers, you know, just be like, look, I was just curious, how many dime bags do I have to sell to buy a casket? You know what I mean? Like, these are important questions that you need to ask before you're coming to me asking me for my money, okay? I don't even know why I'm talking about drugs anyway, because I don't know nothing about drug life. I grew up in the fucking suburbs, middle class, two-parent home, cul-de-sac. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only know these terms from watching TV. The Wire, Power, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to help you. I really, really would, but I ain't got it. But I tell you what, after I finish the season of Narcos, I might have some more ideas for you. So I'll get back to you on that. So that's my time. That's all I have for today.
Ooh, Vernita was reading, motherfuckers. What? She's like, yo, these ain't my kids. Fuck these kids. I ain't gonna spend all this on the shipping. And then the drug dealer thing.
Trying to work it out, trying to figure it out.
Like, let's make a collection. Let's make a collection. Everybody throw the weed bag back in. Put the crack rock. Put that crack rock back. Make a collection.
I might have to take that. I might have to add that to it.
Add that. There you go. Yes.
Collaboration. Yes. Thank you.
Vernita out in Jersey, still bringing us laughs. Even when she said she wasn't really feeling comedic, it was funny.
Thank you.
That's realness. That's real comedy right there. The truth with an F. Vernita. All right. Now let's see what's good with Jeff Cottrell. He was putting up all the lyrics to Archie Bunker's song and Edith and all that.
That's right. Well, we didn't finish the song though. The poem finished before the song, so I don't know. I don't know if we achieved anything tonight. Oh, where I die. Okay, shall I start?
Yeah. Hit
okay.
That note, though. Hit that note.
So this, I don't think I've done this piece here yet, but I could be wrong. It's called Do You Know Who I Am? And this may or may not be inspired by a recent Facebook interaction. Do you know who I am? Excuse me, Jeff. Did I just hear you correctly? Do I understand that you dared to offer an opinion on the cinema of Stanley Kubrick? That you dared to offer such an opinion to me? Do you know who I am, Jeff? Do you know who I am? Let me enlighten you then. I'll have you know I am the acclaimed author of more than 15 best-selling science fiction novels and the recipient of 2 Academy Award nominations for my commissioned screenplays. I have also taught several courses at the American Film Institute and at the Columbia University School of the Arts. Respected people seek out my opinions on cinema and literature, Jeff. They don't have the gall to give me theirs. So I think my discourse on the Kubrick oeuvre has far more credibility than yours ever will. Who are you, Jeff? You write your silly, petty little poems and monologues and perform them like a trained chimpanzee at small pub readings, or in this case, Zoom. You make your meager living writing advertising profiles of, dear God, industrial equipment. What a small, shallow world you live in. What could you possibly have to contribute to a discussion of high cinema? Do you know who I am, Jeff? And here's what your tiny mind will never understand. I am not merely a high-profile expert in Stanley Kubrick's art. You see, I worked with Stanley Kubrick. I knew Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick was a friend of mine. And Jeff, you're no Stanley Kubrick. Oh, you didn't know. Stanley used to invite me to his home in England all the time. We'd go out and play golf and discuss literary and film theory and talk about chess and Seinfeld, too. Christiane would bake cookies and cakes for us, and we'd sit on the porch and laugh and laugh. We'd laugh about fools like you, Jeff. Fools like you who dare to test your toes in the great ocean of high art. But you don't have the stamina to stay afloat in that ocean, and the sharks and piranhas of truth will eat you alive. You just don't understand Stanley the way I do, Jeff. Christiane still sends me birthday cards. I could show them to you. Just say the word. Or are you too cowardly to witness real success? Do you know who I am, Jeff? I'm not merely a valued confidant of Stanley Kubrick. Oh, no. I also knew Philip K. Dick. You didn't ask, but I'm telling you anyway. And I wasn't just his friend, Jeff. I was Philip K. Dick's mentor. He would have been nothing without my influence, I tell you. And let me make it clear, the man respected me. He never thought of polluting the air around me with his superficial musings about Carl Jung or H.G. Wells or L. Ron Hubbard or even D.C. Fontana. He knew it wasn't his place. If I needed my boots licked, without a second's hesitation would he get down on his knees and lick them until royalty could dine off them. If I wanted a cup of coffee, he would not rest until the finest plantations of southeastern Brazil had delivered the finest coffee grounds to my very doorstep. You could learn a lot from the humility of Philip K. Dick, Jeff, but I suppose you never will. Do you know who I am? In the greater picture, it doesn't matter if you do, because I know who you are. You are a child, Jeff. An ignorant, wayward child lost in a forest of sophisticated adults, and you just don't have the instincts to survive in the wild, do you? You are a dumb yokel without the tools or the knowledge to thrive in a world of mature cultural appreciation. And all of this would be perfectly tolerable if only you knew your place, Jeff, but you don't. Your place is not to give uninformed and misguided opinions on cinematic works that are beyond your understanding. You don't have the license to share these empty musings with experts like yours truly. When you do, it's nothing better than mansplaining. Yes, that's what the kids are calling it today, isn't it? Yes, you're mansplaining. Even when you do it to another man, it's still mansplaining. Of course, when I talk down to you, it's a completely different thing. Because I've earned my place above you, Jeff. I've earned my stature through a hard work ethic and openness to learning of which you cannot conceive. Farewell, my young prole friend. I'm running late. I'm off to dine with Connie Willis, Neil Gaiman, and Rian Johnson. You run off now and enjoy your little Snapchat, or TikTok videos like a good boy. Run along. Don't bother me. Thank you. That was called Do You Know Who I Am?
Ooh, Jeff. I would have been like, right after that, and you are? Jeff Cottrell, that's who that is. Jeff Cottrell, everybody. Mansplaining away.
And I have a gig on Sunday. I have a feature on Sunday. I will post the details in the chat.
Oh, say it out loud for those people that are not in the chat and watching you on Facebook and on YouTube.
Okay, so if you're on Facebook, well, it's called Runcible Spoon. It's Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. 3 other features and an open mic, and just look up Runcible. The Zoom link isn't there yet, but just look up Runcible Spoon on Facebook. There's a whole thingy about me and the other features.
Runcible Spoon. What is Runcible?
That's what it's called. It's.
I'm like Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know how to even spell it, but thank you, Jeff. Put that in the chat.
I will.
All right.
Put that in the chat and smoke it.
What?
I said I'll put that in the chat and smoke it.
Yo, your shirt is mad triggering. My parents took me to see Jaws as a child and fucked up my whole aquatic life. Can't even swim and shit without hearing that damn music. That's when you know you've made a good movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff, for haunting my days and my nights with your poetry. Thank you. Now let's go to Thomas Connor. Let's see what's good with Thomas.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody?
Hola.
As promised, hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien.
As promised, I have that piece for my mom. It's called Oye, mi mamá era curandera. Oye, mi mamá era curandera. Drawing from ancestors and santeras, shamanist healer, the source of her sorcery stemmed from the main source, the Most High. I can still smell her herbs, her salves and ointments. Appointments never needed. She mended and kneaded, sewed and fixed, healed and stitched, meliorating broken souls, manipulating herbs, her niche. Every life she touched, she enriched. Her conversaciones con oraciones came with galletas y café, family priestess, mender of flesh, reanimating, renovating, tackling sickness, curing with every breath. Oye, mi mamá era curandera. Agua Florida was her favorite scent. Chanting, dancing, praying, blessing, burning incense, conquering illness with prayers, hierbas y verbos. Healing with every breath, every dance, every trance she entered as she ventured into the netherworld, challenging, battling ailments, giving it her all until nothing was left. Mi mamá era curandera. Vanishing sickness and death, her two-step shuffle juggled diseases, crushing demons, hers and her patients, exhibiting patience. She was grace under fire. She was and will always be our curandera, bendecida, fuerte, y ahora eterna. I got one more. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I got one more.
But I want to acknowledge the power of your poem and your dedication to your mother. Que viva las madres curanderas, the healing mothers, and yeah, it's just that's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. This one is, who's killing us? Who's killing us, twisting us, burning us, churning us, crushing us, hanging us, leaving us to spoil and rust? Our assassinations, random and mass, we tremble in fear, dodge and duck, stuck in 3 sites. Shit, fright is nothing but a word like running along the Mississippi on a 1959 night. Chased and stalked by hate and hounds, running to escape death, I can still hear the sounds. I pray for the captured, like Hebrews hiding on a Nuremberg night. These cuffs, cells, and yokes grip tight. Sirens spitting, shooting blinding lights, shooting unarmed men of color by day and night. Diligently, I've waited for the winter of our discontent to pass, our grave sites expanding fast. Helpless, we beg to breathe like Radio Raheem. We are ambushed and choked from behind. Our collective vital signs slowly subside. Our graves adorn stones for the many that died, saying, here is another Mexicano, Hondureño, Salvadoreño, Puerto Riqueño, Afroamericano, dying to live the American dream. Shit seems to be our only option. Our death plastered everywhere like we're still the commodity being auctioned. Shooting us, lynching us, crushing us, smashing us, milling us into dust. What faction, what group, what force that strips us and strips our skins and tears us, slaying us without rhyme, reason, or purpose, seeking to cease our existence is their focus, forcing our existence into its dusk. But we birthed them, so why don't they love us?
fuego. Thank you,
Thank
Thomas
you.
Connor. Speaking on that truth. Yeah, we need to just be warriors of love and peace, you know,
Absolutely.
love and peace,
Absolutely.
defenders of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Peace, Thomas Connor. Let them
Peace.
know how to follow you. If you want them to follow you, put your information in the
Sure.
chat.
I am on Instagram at TAC7371, and I'm on Facebook as Thomas Connor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go now with Greg Michaels. Let's unmute Greg Michaels and see what's good. You there?
Yep, I'm here.
Hello.
Howdy.
Where are you hailing from tonight, Greg?
I'm hailing from the land of Cleves, Cleveland, Ohio.
Woohoo! So what are you going to do for us tonight?
Well, I am known as the urban cowboy poet. I take urban legends, I tell them in the style of cowboy poets, and I call it urban cowboy poetry. This here legend's Let's Get Mikey. The cereal company put three brothers on the TV screen and launched a tragic chain of events no one could have foreseen. It all started with this commercial. You try it. I don't want to try it. Let's get Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey. That's how John and Jeremy happened to discover they could taste all kinds of scary foods on their little brother. They devised a wicked plan, these mischievous little elves. They'd try on Mikey all the stuff grown-ups keep for themselves. Most things Mikey didn't like. Cereal might be a fluke. He couldn't stand the taste of beer. Daddy's cigar made him puke. They fed him caviar, coffee, foie gras, rum, and stinky cheese. Only Mom's imported chocolate truffles seemed to please. So a sweet tooth was Mikey's thing. He rejected a dill pickle, but he enjoyed sweet sparkling wine and the way its bubbles tickle. So the boys revised their test. They'd get him to drink or eat brandied fruit or creme de menthe, anything that's sweet. They hooked him on sweet cereal, but for them that weren't enough. One day they introduced him to the harder stuff. Rock hard candy, the carbonated kind. Like stuff that blows your stomach instead of your mind. He popped those pop rocks in his mouth and they popped him back. Then soon his entire head had sustained a fizz attack. Mikey loved this new sensation. He was overcome with joy. His bros had found the perfect drug to hook this little boy. They had heard a rumor about pop rocks, one they had to try. Just like little Mikey, they were on a sugar high. Mikey, you know that you could trust us because we're older. Pop rocks get a lot more fun when you drink a can of soda. The more you eat, more fun you'll have, they told their little brother. He had half a dozen bags of one, drank a six-pack of the other. He hiccuped fast, his eyeballs rolled, he was bouncing around the room. He rumbled like a volcano. Then his tummy went kaboom! Their prank, much to their horror, had done a bang-up job. What used to be Mikey was now a pink and cola-colored blob. Don and Jeremy started to cry. They were in a lot of trouble. They had caused poor little Mikey to overdose on bubbles. They missed their little brother, but what were they to do? They couldn't tell their parents he'd OD'd on CO2. They improvised a story, the first one that was handy. Mikey had gotten in a car with a man who gave him candy. Boys must live their whole lives with the consequence of their schemes. Each night, a bubbling, fizzing little Mikey haunts their dreams. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a nightmare it is. The whole family rules the day when they thought they tried showbiz. Thank
you. Yes, all the way.
That is what I do.
That was awesome. People are loving it. Cinda thinks you're brilliant. People feeling the parallels. What a poem. Pop rocks and soda.
Somebody said my brain was on pop rocks.
Thank you so much for that. That was absolutely enjoyable.
I got a lot of legends. Oh, can you see that? You follow me on YouTube or Facebook, Urban Cowboy Poetry.
Follow Urban Cowboy Poetry, Greg Michaels, out
YouTube or Facebook, yeah.
on YouTube or Facebook. That was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. We loved it.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Thursday
I'll
night
be back.
open mic. I hope you do. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
buenas noches, Bruja.
Buenas noches, cowboy. I don't know how to say cowboy in Spanish. Vaquero, right?
Vaquero.
Ah, there it
I'm
goes.
not, I ain't a cowpoke. I'm a city folk. That's why I do urban cowboy poetry.
Ah, okay.
No soy vaquero.
You're an urban vaquero. Gracias, Greg Michaels. Okay. Now let's go with complicated passions. Let's see what's good with complicated passions. I asked to unmute.
Good evening, New York.
Ooh. Hello.
Hello. And it's good to be back here at the Norican, even though it's on Zoom. So I'm going to get right into it, and then whatever it be is whatever it be. Okay. So I'm going to drop a plethora of poetry right here, right now. She was a love poem and didn't know it. So I began to write her down, my understanding she needed to feel this way. Her private time would be me tasting her emotions, those hidden thoughts knowing she needed my affection. I could never say no to doing it again, so I slept with poetry last night. Caressed her surrender like a dream came true, had my emotions taken by pleasure. To hear her affectionately whispering, Samuel Rain, you a freak. And she would take me deep. I had intentions of never letting go. Her wordplay was my submission. No options given. I only needed my pen to go all in. One word, next line, scripting this dope rhyme, you see. I slept with poetry last night because she made love to my mind. Yes, she was the motion picture I wanted to star in. Not just acting, I wanted that dark man blues thing, loving a queen. I wanted to hero myself in, taking chances, loving her like she wants to be. So I told her, take this like you own me. No doubt I'm about this life, two souls becoming one if it's you setting the scale for me, asking when my love's in need, speaking RIP to the love I used to be addicted to. Yes, I found myself addicted. I had to drop digits. My wanting to hear sexy, damn, I wanted to taste it. Like a drug, it had me. It was like confirmation, and in another moment, I had to have it, making those pillows scream once again. To have her taking me deep like my dreams, it's got me addicted. Yes, it's been a while since I've tasted beautiful. Her rousing herb tones, she be black coffee in my mornings. Her essence flows through me. I tell her she's that preview to my pain. We love hard. Have you ever felt black rain? I can never let her go. She tells me the same when she says, I'm your fiend, dark man. She's off the chain. Call me the Mackin gang. I'm just hungry for your love. I show her Samuel's rain. Thank you.
Yes, that was sensual poetry. Did you have another poem that you were going to share?
Uh, well, that was a plethora. That was actually 6 poems, but I'll give you 2 more, and I'll go like this. She's dark girl magic. It wasn't her appearance I fell into, thinking this what makes me. She was that dare I needed. I had to. She spoke her mind, and I don't mind. The inner beauty moves me. I could taste the hunger. After all, she's temptation. If only she knew my emotions. Dark girl, I'll be loving you like a blind man would do. Every line curves too while painting my imagination. You see, I close my eyes when I hold you, my wanting embrace discovering the goddess of my temptation. Let me caress you in anticipation of your desire. Know this, as I trace you to wet, picture this silhouette, matching every part of you, like the wind finger painting my affection, your body becoming my canvas, from thought to perfection, as I love the skin you're in. Thank you.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Complicated passions. Wow, that was so seductive. You know
Thank
how
you.
to seduce poetry down to the line.
Right.
Man, you have like a lot of poems dedicated to poetry in a romantic way, in a seductive kind of way. That was, I bet you get a lot.
Absolutely.
You've they call it labia. Puerto Ricans call it labia. When you got like the gift of gab, like
Yeah.
you got that. You got
Okay.
that.
Well, the next time I'm in New York, I'll make sure that I stop by the Norican Poets Cafe so
Yes.
they can get it live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I look forward to that day. Thank you so much. Complicated passions, everybody. Let them know how
Thank
to
you.
follow you and or put your information in the chat. Oh, I see it. Money
Yeah.
sign.
Well, I did drop that Cash App thing, but if you want to Google me to see more of what I do, you could type in Samuel Rain Benjamin. That's my poet name of my books. I have like 18 books out there. So if you want to read something, I'm going to come with a CD pretty soon. And so people could actually hear it, so that's another way to take me home with you.
All right. Much success to complicated passions. He's like, take
Thank
me
you.
home with you.
All
I
right.
love it. Too smooth. Somebody was like, I know he got mad kids. Somebody was like, he got mad kids. He got to have mad kids. But he has a lot of poems, and those are kids too. We birthed those. So, yes, poetically speaking, he does have a lot of kids. He got 18 books. He ain't playing games. He ain't playing games. No damn games. But it's complicated. Now let's go with our rose gold poet. Yes. Okay. Are you
Good
there?
evening.
Hey, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Good to see you.
You too. All right, perfect. I got two for you.
Oh, here we go.
His ink is a braggadocious display showcasing remarkable tales of valor, real or imagined, but hey, they're his. Loudly interpreted and fed over refills of liquid courage, in the hopes that feminine fawns would overhear and endear themselves to those lions with tattered traps and triceps, and the golden ticket known as military discount. Every line represents paths he's followed, trails he's blazed, forks in the road, forcing him to carefully choose his next steps, but all the while waving old glory every time his muscles flex. Colors mark territories he's conquered while charting the globe, where inhabitants clamor for his attention and tell him he's great. Names of his offspring whose entrance into the world he missed because he was off in distant lands fighting for capitalism. His flesh also serves as a memorial canvas for his fallen brethren, rendering honors in a way he refuses to deliver with human tears. Skin art that speaks to the pain and torment of internal conflict from the after effects of war. Weaved around his skin, engraved into his soul, forming a permanent embrace that he can carry with him forever. Expresses where his words cannot, for who really knows what beats in the hearts of men? She accents art with her body. Eyes so craftily journey along her curves, passers-by wonder aloud if they can hear the stories behind their design. Strategically placed as a conversation starter or a nightcap. But like her body, they are hers. She owns this opus. Where they see welcome signs, she says, do not touch. Warning at the gate, tattoos and testosterone, wanton male crossing. They use their joysticks to measure her femininity or masculinity based on the quantity and intensity of her ink. She chose the mating of needle and flesh to control narratives yet unspoken but unbroken so she could draw her own conclusions. That was the first one, called Tattoos and Testosterone. I was kind of feeling this one. This is called Cocoa Powder. Did you ever in your life see anything so beautiful? Words can't do them justice. Do you see how the sun radiates off the skin? That cocoa powder is everything. Baskin Robbins got nothing on them. They're the real 31 flavors. Rainbows hide in shame. That cocoa powder is so rich, so regal, so sublime, like a cool breeze on a hot summer day. Warms your spirit like a shot of tequila. French vanilla, a very subtle stream of ecstasy. Creme brulee, just a hint of sugar to satisfy my sweet tooth. Butter pecan melts in your mouth, not in your hand. Butterscotch, if you're into exploration. Your amaretto is in no way sour. Caramel, ooh, that sweet, sweet sticky thing. Mocha, strong and solid as a deep tissue massage. Belgian chocolate takes me round the world without even leaving the room. Milk chocolate is but a tease. Dark chocolate's potency will leave you flat on your back. Hershey's is so jealous of your cocoa powder. You can't package that degree of delectability. Do these kisses make me look fat? I may need an intervention before I OD, but that's the way I'd love to go, with a dusting of that wonderfully exquisite cocoa powder. Thank you.
Ooh, that was sultry and smooth and delicious. Jennifer Yancey, aka Rose Gold Poet. What? And the tattoo and testosterone thing? Letting them know.
I have flashbacks. I had flashbacks when I was a soldier when I was writing that. But anyway.
Wow. You were a soldier? Were you like a buffalo soldier? Were you in spirit? Talk to me.
I was an actual soldier. I spent 22 decades of my life with Uncle Sam.
Wow. Yes, Queen. Let them know. Much, much love to you. Fighter. I love it. Much respect. Thank you, Rose Gold. Thank you for your service. And thank you for your poetry. Oh my gosh. Whoever you just looked at, you was just like, drop and give me 50.
But anyway, you can find me on Facebook at Rose Gold Poet and Instagram at Rose Gold Snap.
Yes, thank you. Recognize the power. Okay, now let's go with Ron. Let's go with Ron M. Trinkler. There you go, asking to unmute. How are you today, Ron?
Doing okay. How are you, La Brua?
Doing good. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
You for us tonight?
Oh, I have a little maybe comedy, but before I do, I just wanted to say, I've been to the New Rican Poets Cafe last year, but I never met you. I met you here online during the pandemic. And here I thought you were a nice, sweet, innocent woman fighting for Native American rights, and then Advocate, was it 1 or 2 weeks ago, he showed us that WAP video that you did, the remix, and I'm like, my goodness, So then I subscribed, so I watched that, then I subscribed to your channel, and then 3 days ago pops up your Coco Chanel remix, where you played Pippi Longstocking. I'm like, I can't believe that. By the way, all
I
you
come in many forms, many forms.
I noticed. It's like layers. Every week I'm finding out more things about you. Are you doing that like the video production yourself? You're shooting it all yourself?
I have been doing it myself. If I've learned anything during this pandemic, it's how to do things myself. I would just let that camera roll and then use iMovie, edit it. I would watch, some, and yeah, I did that whole WAP thing myself. I did do that.
Well, that's very motivating. So if I do the twerking and everything else like this on YouTube, it's your fault then, okay?
Oh, I love it. I will take the blame for that. I'll gladly.
All right. So if you are, thanks, Labra. So if you are as old as I am and you lived in New York City in the 1990s, you may remember a mayor named Rudy Giuliani. Now, Labra, you were way too young. I think you were still in kindergarten in the 90s, so you wouldn't remember him. But let me tell you, let Rudy Giuliani be a lesson for any politician who just does not want to stop and refuses to retire. You see, some of us may faintly remember when Rudy was our mayor in New York City. He cleaned up Times Square. No more XXX stores. He also was somewhat responsible for stop and frisk, which we know took way too many years to be struck down thereafter. But his greatest task was after the World Trade Center was attacked. He led the city through the aftermath, and he became known as America's mayor. Then he left office, and he should have just retired. He should have taken his pension, enjoyed a beach somewhere warm in the South. But no, fame and statue were more important when a decade later a certain orange one called him to action. He could not resist working as his lawyer. He argued that the elections were rigged, ballots were cast by dead people, and mail-in should be stopped. But if you were not under a rock in the past weeks, you know that our former mayor has been in the news for all the wrong reasons. You see, the moral of this story basically is, if you align yourself with the devil, you will get what you signed up for. Because, Rudy, yes, you may have once been the tough guy, the tough leader, once called America's mayor, but sadly that is all gone. Instead, all that the history books will remember you for is your press conference next to a sex store, whatever you claim you didn't do with Borat's daughter in the hotel room, your dye running away from your hair, and your farting noises on camera in the courts. What a pity. I should feel so sorry for him. All right, good night, everyone.
Yes, Ron. Letting us know about Giuliani. Oh.
I'm like, I can't believe he should have just taken his pension, gone away, but all I'm going to remember him for is what he's been doing in the last few weeks. I'm like, oh my God, what an embarrassment. So let that be a moral for anyone.
Thank you for noticing. It's true. Oh my God. I said he was melting from the inside and the top. He's just like
you should do a video about that.
I don't know if I could stomach it, but I remember there was, I don't know if this is a fact or not, and maybe you can help me, but that his offices were in World Trade Center at that time, and he didn't report to work on 9/11 that day. And that was part of like the whole conspiracy of, if you're into those conspiracy theories as far as 9/11 and WTC, which if you've never seen me on Def Poetry Jam, I did the Lola poem into WTC to make a political statement. That was my first acronym poem. And so I be bringing WAP, but I be bringing that too.
All right.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for following me and sharing and talking about my work. I really appreciate it. I do. I have been working for a long time and do all kinds of things. And I'm just happy to still be able to do it. Sometimes we're political and sometimes, we're Coco Chanel. So now let's go with Marissa Prada.
Hello. Thank you, La Bruja, for having me tonight. Hi, everybody. It's my first Thursday, so I'm so excited to be here. Yay! Thank you all for having me. I love this. Oh my God, I'm having such a good time tonight. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so that's where I'm coming from. And I think this poem tonight is going to be like, I'm hoping is right up the alley for this evening. So I have to thank Mr. Speaker for bringing me tonight. He's the one who introduced me to this group of great people. So thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. The poem I'm reading for you tonight is titled Ladies with Labia. Here we go. Ladies with labia, has your vagina caught COVID? Are you experiencing a wheezing, queefing, or crazy camel toe tingling? Are you hating the chafing? Is the squirting hurting? You are not alone. Now you can enjoy relief with the all-new Covag 10 Plus. It works with your clit slit to make sure your beaver box keeps beating. Taking the new Covag 10 Plus is nowhere near clinically proven, but snatch it for your snatch anyway and give your peace sign a new meaning. Covag 10 Plus is not for everyone, so consult your doctor before taking. If you suffer from chronic obstructive vulvary disorder, COVD, I told you so. Yep, it's too late for you, you stupid fuck. The rest of you out there may still have a chance, though. That's right. Do not delay, especially if you have a bulge in your vulva. Moist. Just love to say the word moist. Make the most of this opportunity. Still, heed the side effects, which may include spontaneous orgasms, facial hair, the growth of wings and/or gills, inability to see a reflection in the mirror, rage, group sex, and the making of finger puppets. Do not take if you have a penis, are near a penis, or plan to have sex with a viable dick in the next 365 days. By then, all long-term side effects of dick decay, better known as cock rot, will have cleared up. If you plan to be near a vagina that's not your own, good on you. Just share the Covag 10 Plus love with your pink taco partner. It doesn't have to be a dream, ladies with labia. Relief is at your fingertips. Again. Do not consume Ready Whip while taking Covag 10 Plus. It may be too fucking sexy, especially straight out of the can. If you start to actually grow a penis, call the coroner. Seriously, call the coroner. But remember, people taking Covag 10 Plus are likely to experience dry mouth, no cock nearby, and no Ready Whip. But remember, your penis snuggie needs to 86 the dick until you've completed the Covag 10 Plus course. Do not smoke cigarettes, just marijuana while taking Covag 10 Plus, so you eat pretzel sticks instead of dick sticks. Together we can do this. It's time you took back your vag with Covag 10 Plus.
Yes. Yes, Marissa, welcome. Oh, yes. Bringing that heat from Albuquerque. I love it.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Thank you guys so much. And I'll post all my social media stuff. If you guys are on Facebook, you should come by. We just started a new page called The Word is Right, WRITE. We're be doing cash slams every month and some other fun open mics and stuff. And we're just like a platform launching poets. It's a lot of fun, very safe, laid back space. But man, I'd be honored to have any of you come.
Oh,
so much
thank
talent
you.
in this
Sure. Put that in the chat so we can follow. Believe me, we will cross pollinate our poetry. So I love it. Oh my goodness, that was fabulous.
Gracias por todo. Thank you. Seriously, this was so much fun.
You came with the PSA, the pubic service announcement, you know?
Yeah, we could go there for sure.
I love it. Oh, yes.
All right, I'll try to get back next week. We'll see you all. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Marissa. That was fun. I love that. Well, since we COVID came up and on a serious note, I did want to share a little info from the New York City Test and Trace Corps because they're doing a campaign against COVID-19 in the Latino community. And if you want to get tested, all you have to do is visit nyc.gov/COVID test or call 212 COVID-19. It's important to know whether you have it or you don't, especially during these holidays. So I put that info too, just a little serious PSA because we don't really know what we're dealing with. And we're talking about these, uh, what do you call it? These shots and I'm scared to even think about taking any type of vaccine at this point, but it's important to know your status if you're dealing with elderly people and family, you can have it and not know. And it's just good to know. And I know a friend of mine that she tested positive and they were able to quarantine her in a hotel and she felt super comfortable. So, you know, just know. Okay. So now that that's said and done, and I definitely want you all guys to be healthy and safe. And I really think that this poetry, this does really heal. It really lifts our vibration and our frequency. We get to speak our truth, our authenticity. And I think all those things are extremely, extremely healing. So now let's hear from Michael Sindler.
Hello, all. So good to be here. I just want to quickly second what so many are saying. That, damn, Marissa, that was great. You're such a welcome addition. That just blew me away. So, actually, right now, I want to go ahead and light a candle. And this candle is, for the season and for the holiday, but it is also something for all of those who we have lost either through the plague or through police violence or any of the terrible things. And let's keep them all in our memory. That said, you can see I got my shirt on here with my favorite little deity. And I did a haiku the other day. It's a jazz haiku. I don't think anybody got, so this one's easier. Hinju holiday, monkey lighting up the heart, Monica. And yes, and I'm gonna sort of stick with, in a way, this one is for a woman I met and had the opportunity to spend some time with who was a Holocaust survivor. And it's called Pillowcase. Sarah still has a pillowcase, all she has left of her mother, the fiction of a master race. Sarah still has a pillowcase, humanity's lasting disgrace. What's within will be uncovered. Sarah still has a pillowcase, all she has left of her mother. And because I don't want to end on a note like that, this is called Solo, a Ringa on Ringas for Michael Henry, who happens to be the head of the Lighthouse Writer Center here in Denver. I'm taking the place of a group of drunken monks looking back in line, seeking a new connection, the path towards the future, repeating patterns, 5 syllables, then 7, no fixed ending point, continually challenged, setting sense into meter. The autonomous fighting towards the surface floats through the routine, grasping at swimming ideas and floating fragments of thought, avoiding the trite as well as the pretentious. How am I doing? I'm neither drunk nor a monk, just a monkey with a pen, ink curled at the page, perhaps only gibberish, perhaps worth reading, imbibing the spirit distilled from contemplation. Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And, you know, once again, everybody knows that I don't really do social media, so this instead.
What's the name of the deity on your shirt?
This is Hanuman. It's the thing, yes. It was Hanuman is the servant of Ram, who is the embodiment of selfless service, which is karma yoga. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that, for the wisdom and
thank you.
peace and the blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Michael. Always bringing it, always bringing it. Okay, now let's go with Iris Morales. Let's go with Iris, see what's good. She joined us recently. Great to have her back.
Hi, how are you? How's everyone tonight?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. ¿Te bien? I have 2 new pieces for tonight.
Ooh, new shit.
New shit. So the first one is a love poem. You are the universe, baby. Even when my eyes are closed, my third eye can see you clearly. With me, you can have everything you wanted. I'm not impatient. You are worth the waiting. I just want to see you elevating into higher dimensions. You, all woman, taking care of your own, and that's a fact. But just know, you don't have to do it all alone for long. I'm all peace and rage for you. Fly into space and time as you learn from your elders from ancient times. Just know when you come back, my arms are open for endless nights. Queen, you're divine. Your mind deserves its own altar. I worship her. You take me to the apex of consciousness. Well, you've been asking, spirit been blessing in all directions, even when you feel you're not ready. I have a lot to offer in galore. Don't be afraid to turn the knob and open the door. When I kiss your lips, new universes will exist, creating new principles of mentalism and correspondence. That's the first one. The second one is, nací de una matriz peligrosa. Navegando en aguas tóxicas, su líquido amniótico casi me mata. Nací pequeñita, enfermita, pero nada de mí fue blandita. Mi primera educación sexual fue a los 6 años. Aunque no violento, el trastorno psicológico era suficiente cumplir con sus deberes por el hecho de ser mayor que yo. A los 19 años, mi mamá me botó de casa por falta de respeto a Dios a elegir el lesbianismo. Pasé por hambre e insuficiente chavo para comprarme un sándwich. Lo único fondo que tenía era para mi cel y transportación al trabajo. Tengo mi cuerpo cicatrizado, mi rito de paso, a showcase con mucho orgullo. El año pasado fue extremadamente pesado. En febrero, mi perro mayor murió de cáncer. Julio, mi pareja de casi 12 años, nos divorciamos. Tenemos un hijo de 3 años. Se mudaron miles de kilómetros. Yo he llorado en silencio. Pero empecé a crear de nuevo. Aprendí a amarme primero. En agosto, mi padre falleció del corazón por su adicción. No le temo a la oscuridad. Es más, me visto con un caché, perfumada, le regalo ramas de flores, le saco a cenar y finalizar la noche, bailamos bolero en el cementerio. This year, my shadows clawed underneath my bed, feeling their scorched, coarse breath on the nape of my neck. La soledad, mi confidante, maestra, revolucionera, muerte divina, amante. En el silencio desconcertante le hice el amor al pasado, mis dolores. Aferré mis fracasos con deseos ardientes hasta que vaporizaba en mi piel, acariciando mi toxicidad por su cintura, seducción, calentura. Justamente cuando sentía que navegaba por la nube por placer, enterré la maldita fucking viva. I forgave my mother for choosing my abuser, disowning me. I forgave my abusers for branding me with a stench men want to wear on their skin. Me he pasado la vida en búsqueda de amor menos en mí misma, pero esta vez me miro en el espejo, hay esplendor en mi sonrisa, en mis ojos. Me dejo notas de amor, me toco con pasión, camino firme, recta, no me vendo por fruto que no se cosecha debajo del sol. Si me ve caminando en elegancia y poder y regal, no es falta de humildad. Estoy consciente de mi existencia. Yo soy amor. El amor tiene que sufrir, luchar para integrar la conciencia colectiva, la elevación eterna. Thank you.
Muchacha pa ti, fuerza, fuerza. That was so powerful. English, Spanish, all truth, all vulnerability, honesty. Thank you for your courage and for your brilliance. I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your Spanish and your English are equal right there, boo. Yes. What?
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you. Edie's
Gracias, gracias.
everybody. Follow Edie's. That was amazing. That was just absolutely so powerful.
I'll put my Instagram on the screen. Gracias.
Love it. Wow. And even if you didn't understand the words, you could still feel the strength and the passion. That's real truth right there. Okay, speaking of real truth, someone that always comes with passion too, on the musical and poetic tip, show some love for Joski C.
Bruja?
Yes.
Hola, Bruja.
Hola, Joski.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Tonight, I have no guitar. I have no guitar. Poets do it all with their mouths and their hearts. I am naked. Tonight, this goes out to my sister's grandson, Lucas. Immediately before the program, we were informed, we heard news of his death. 17 years old. His own father died in his early 20s, and my sister, Kathy, has seen more grief than any human being should have to see in this life. So I'm gonna do some poetry. It is about grieving from a different angle. These poems are called A Father's Journey. When my father died, and it's been a while, grief crushed my chest and stole my breath. I trudged alone through deep snow for a mile or so in a blizzard. At 3 a.m., I jumped the fence. I found my father's grave. I spoke these poems again and again into the bitter wind. In my father's house, eyes shine diamond starlight, stirring children from small trances. The room is bathed in rainbows, and laughter dances like a waterfall, washing us all. From an airplane, tears are streaming down this window. The tarmac is shimmering, holding water to itself as if the world was flat and simple. I left a man there below, weary and weak and walking slow. He was my rock, my strength, though all things must go. Meanwhile, tears are streaming down this window. I said goodbye, please, not the last. Meanwhile, this ancient sky allows itself to cry, and so will I. Return what's borrowed. Time to return these borrowed pieces of earth. Return breath to the sky. River stills, reaching sea. Still the sea. On and on. Leave behind these weights of bones till lighter than laughter you ascend, then shining rise beyond suns into light without end. In this dream, you wore a robe of deepest white and flowers, as though scattered on the virgin snow. Blanketed, warm, your bright eyes shone a light beyond these raging storms. Your shouldered bones felt lighter in my arms. Laughter, spilling from our souls, gave reason to the surreal roses strangely resurrected on the snow. Awakened to this world again, crystal tears refract my pain. They melt into the diamond snow, blanketing you. The porch at the edge of the world. There is a porch at the edge of the world where rain feels like sunshine and laughter like air. We were all there, content to share like some unfolding answered prayer, this place where angels breathe again. To thirsty hearts like deserts, you were rain. We met on the porch, a place in between this tangible blindness and somewhere unseen, with reason suspended for joy of just being, lighter than laughter, cleaner than rain, free enough now to break these chains, to put perspective on this pain. For some have gone and some remain, with thirsty hearts like deserts wanting rain. There is a porch, my father, my friend. At the edge of the world, I saw you again.
Thank you, Joski C. My deepest condolences to you, your family.
Thank
We're
you.
all sending a collective love and light to your nephew's spirit.
Thank you so much, Bruja. Love to all. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. You know, I've been thinking so much about death, you know, not just because of this pandemic, but you know, with the passing of Miguel last week, and my sorority sister, and you know, all these, what death is and why, and you know, that's why I felt it was so important to forgive. That was why I wrote what I wrote. If you go to my page, La Bruja NYC, you'll see it as a post. It really, because I think just about how fleeting life can be, that porch at the end, you know, and so important to stand on that porch when you do, with a light heart. So forgive where you can, forgive where you can. It's so important. We love you, Joski. Oh man, Joski. Okay, let's continue with the poetry of Unmesh, all the way in India. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Hey, hi everyone, and our condolences and prayers, Joski. Take care, man. Hope I'm audible. I'm audible, right? Yeah. Okay. So there are a few short ones and then a Hindi English one. I'll try to make it fast. This is the first one. Only 2 lines. They pacify, kill, sabotage truth. They pacify, kill, sabotage truth. Truth is sobbing, crying in living and dead. That was the first one. Second is he glistened, shined. He glistened, shined. They listened to him. He fleeced them. They loved him. That was the second one. Third one was away he goes. Away he goes, and here comes torrents to some tsunami, tides of his haunting memories. That was the third one. The fourth one, their murmuring became loud shouting. Their murmuring became loud shouting. In my head, now I murmur the same. That was the third one. Fourth one, frustrated, decided to suspend the fight. Frustrated, decided to suspend his fight. Forgot his neck suspended in air by thin wire. That was, this is a Hindi English one. पत्थर की इमारत होती है, पत्थर की इमारत होती है, जब दिल मिलते हैं बनता है घरौंदा. There is a building of stone. There is a building of stone. When the hearts meet, it becomes a home. जब प्यार बांधता ईंटों को, जब प्यार बांधता ईंटों को, टूटे छत से दिखे मोहब्बत का आसमां, तब बनता है घरौंदा. When love binds the brick, when the sky of love is seen from the broken roof, then it becomes a home. टपके पानी छत से, फिर भी किसी के दर्द के लिए आंसू टपके, तब बनता है घरौंदा. Water drops from the roof, but tears drop for someone's pain, then it becomes a home. कसूर किसी का और खून के आंसू तुम पी जाओ, तब बनता है घरौंदा. Someone's fault, someone's lie, someone's crime, and still if you drink the tears of blood, then it becomes a home. Then it becomes a home. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Woo! Your delivery always just lifts me up, and it's just so powerful. I feel like you have the delivery that could convince a kid to not want a PS5 anymore. Like you can just talk them out. Like, look at this, look at life. Like it's just, I don't know, it's just brilliant. Thank you so much. Yes, let them know how to follow you. It's just
Thanks a lot. You have been like a family for me. And Joski man, be strong. We are with you. And I am Unmesh Mohitkar, where Instagram, and Mohitkar Unmesh on Twitter. Rest of the things I will send you on chat. But thanks a lot. You rock. You rock your family. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I just love all of you guys. We are connected. We're an extended family across the world, across the globe, through poetry and heart and sentiment and spirit. Is just beautiful. So now we're going to hear from the withdrawn. Let's see what space he's taking us to tonight.
What's up, Labruha? How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. What's going on?
I'm good. It feels good to be home. I'm happy to be here. You know, it's been a rough week and a half, but you know, self-care is important. And I've been lacking in that heavily, trying to get back on track. So I have a piece I wrote earlier in the year. It's always relevant. But it's called Signs I'm Running Low on Self-Care. 1, sleep doesn't feel like a necessity. 2, the need to get things done rather than eat and sleep properly. 3, unmotivated to do the things I love. 4, being there for myself dead last. 5, lack of balance. 6, avoiding making and eating full meals to save time. 7, not eating. 8, not reflecting. 9, not talking to myself. 10, random breakdowns from mental exhaustion. 11, lack of presence. 12, hygiene neglect. 13, feeling emotionally shut off from the things that would make me happy. 14, time obsession. 15, no me time. 16, waiting for the weekend to regenerate. 17, making plans to cancel plans. 18, accomplishments going unrecognized. 19, rest seems not possible. 20, conversations are short. 21, feeling out of touch. Please recognize your own signs for when you are running low on self-care. When I start neglecting the things I believe and preach, I know it's only a matter of time before I crash. Not every day will be perfect, as we won't always follow through with the practices that we choose to live by. Some days we will fall short, and that's okay. Just get back up and keep moving forward. Prioritize your health and wellness, and always surround yourself with people who do the same. Thank you.
Yes, the withdrawn. So important. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
And you have us, that's for sure. And this
Yes.
is part of that self-love, shining, sharing. It just brings us together. And burning that sage, right? There's different rituals you could do to just heal yourself. Drinking plenty of water,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
oiling your skin, saturating your skin, every inch of it, taking nice hot baths. All of that is good. Buying yourself flowers, those beautiful little things, you know, pamper yourself, pamper yourself.
Yes. Gotta appreciate it all, But thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Don't forget to submit to Love Letters to Gaia by this Sunday. And also, Thursday, I made a New York Christmas poem, so I'm excited to do that next week. So, y'all already know what to expect.
All right. Ho, ho, hoes will beware.
Suppose in this house. I love y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The withdrawn, everybody, letting you know what's good. Okay, and now let's go with Deneen Johnson under the name Christina Johnson. So let's unmute there.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Deneen.
It's me.
It's you after all this time. How you doing? It's good to see you.
It's been a day. It's been a day here. I was gonna do something, but so here's the things that always happens is my best friend died. Then 2 weeks later, Joe's sister died. Joe's Kisi's sister died. And then my nephew got shot. And then 2 weeks later, my other nephew got shot. And then on that same day, my brother went to jail, mental health issues, schizophrenia, no funding. Then 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 today, Joe's sister died. I mean his nephew died. So and that's what happens when I feel like, and then I'm always ready to do something, and then but I wanted just to say this. Thank you, La Bruja. Thank you all for this Thursday night breeze. You don't know how much my family needs this and appreciates it. From all our hearts, we really appreciate it. And that's all I want to say.
Oh, I'm
Deep
sending you
peace.
so much love. I'm sending you all the love.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for your losses and for your pain.
Yeah.
We're all sending you love, and
Thank you.
we hold you up spiritually,
Yeah.
and to help you just get through this time. You know,
Mm,
we're here together,
yeah.
and I don't know what else to say other than I
Mm.
just love you.
Meaning there's no words. Sometimes there's just no words.
But we have each other. That's all I could say.
Yeah. 29 years. 29 years. Okay.
Well, you're a shining light, and you shine so bright, you know. And and I thank you. I thank you for your heart, for your existence, for all the people that you help in your profession, in your career, the things you know, you're one of those unsung heroes,
Yeah.
one of our sheroes, and I'm just so grateful for you. Sending you
Thank you.
so much love. Mwah.
Thank you all.
Oh my goodness. My circle, my family, my people. I feel sad when you feel sad. I'm sending you so much love. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, where do we go from here? I lost myself right there. Ay, Dios mío. Next, we have Catman Bill, who claims to have never had his cherry popped. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe. But you know,
But wait a minute. I would rather postpone the cherry popping for another time.
yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, because the anticipation will be a little better.
It'll be sweeter.
Yes, and I'll drink to that. So I'll change my stuff around and just get into a song that I co-wrote with a singer-songwriter from New York, Alex Forbes. But in 2014, I've never performed before, but as an art dealer, I brought a work of art to a client that lives on Fifth Avenue. And he showed me around his collection. And at the end, he brought me to his mantle, in which he was proud to show me a huge set of elephant ivory tusks. And that moment, very dark moment, is etched in my memory. And I'm never for want of what to do next. But at that moment, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to just simply walk out and not conduct the business with him or not. I didn't know whether to tell him what I felt or not. But I remained silent. I just touched the tips of this ivory and subsequently turned it into a song. And that moment really was a moment in 2014 that inspired me to realize that I should express myself in song and perform. And I had never performed up until that moment. So this song is called Where Will the Giants Roam? And with Alex Forbes, we won first place in a contest sponsored by March for Elephants and Rhinos in Cape Town. And can't get me off the stage now. There's an elephant loose on Fifth Avenue tonight. I know his spirit's near. You could hear him rumble across the sky. See him in your rearview mirror. Yes, that's the thunder of his pounding feet, far from his watering hole. 'Cause that's the tusk on your mantelpiece. You carved out part of his soul. Thought you just had to have it. Well, it's some heavy traffic. Oh, when the jungle's gone, where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? Money don't last that long. Where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? When your conscience calls and there's nobody home, where will the giants roam? There's a rhino loose on a Shanghai street, knocking on your bedroom door, asking about that medicine you need and what kind of fool it's for. Thought you just had to have it. Well, it's some heavy traffic toll. When the jungle's gone, where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? Money don't last that long. Where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? When your conscience calls and there's nobody home, where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? Where will the giants roam? They roam. Thank you.
Yes. Catman Bill Katz.
From the hinterlands of Hartford, Connecticut.
Thank you.
And after this COVID is over, I'll certainly pay a visit to the Norican Cafe.
Yes. I can't wait for that day for the New Yorican to be open yet again. That was one of the things that hurt me last week when we lost Miguel, was that we couldn't come together, in the home that Miguel built, for so I know that when we do come together, it's going to be so special. And that's
So
where
I just thought,
giants will roam there. Us giants will roam inside of the New Yorican home.
yeah, sure, for sure. Well, my songs aren't so important, but I'm certainly trying to promote my book called Donald's Vanity Tantrums. The sales are a little slacking, but it's on all platforms online, and everything that I've written about has come to pass.
Ooh. You're like a Nostradamus. You're a Nostra Tantramus. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Catman Bill, everybody, all the way out in Connecticut. Now let's go all the way to California and speak with our professor, Tesosomok. Es California, ¿verdad? Professor, are you in? Are you here?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Great to see you.
All right. So I'm going to jump right into it so I can get it out. Coyote runs. Coyote lost his run. His opponents achieved victory, fatally puncturing his movement a repudiation so complete, leaving him no choice but to slink off into the sagebrush. But Coyote dominated the conversation about both the present and the future. His outlandish claims that he won the election, except for the council's fraud. Those who despise Coyote, it seems clear, the work goes on, the cause endures, the fear still lives, and the nightmare shall never die. The grandmother said, except it will die, most likely fast and with force, more than it looks possible today. But the rest of the animals remained skeptical and worried, rightly so. Some of the old ones said, Coyote doesn't have another act in national politics. The worry that Coyote will remain relevant hinges on the possibility that he is a unique historical figure. Coyote is singular in one sense only. No animal of his stripe had achieved what he did in multiple other ways, but he is just like any other forest animal. Coyote possessed a flamboyant, self-dramatizing persona. He tapped into genuine popular grievance towards elites, had ascendant moments which caused the other animals to quake and be intimidated. The grandmothers have often said that the forest is vulnerable to the cult of personality, and it's very common. But these afflictions never live long, and Coyote's recent escapade was no exception. The grandmother said, Coyote is well positioned to retain his hold on the animals in the forest. He largely abandoned any pretense that he thinks about anything other than his personal resentments, or that he is trying to harness his movement to big ideas that will improve the lives of the rest of the animals in the forest. When Coyote vaulted into the scene, his still potent gifts for channeling anger, for mockery, for conspiracy theory were once channeled to an agenda that elders in power had neglected the animals over trade, immigration, globalization, and perceptions of the forest decline. The grandmother said that the future never stands still, but Coyote's tricks largely remain the same. As Coyote scurried into the margins of the forest, he will be haunted by the stark reality. If he was able to self-calibrate, he'd still be running the forest, but he never could. The grandmother said that Coyote has one set of political tools. When things are going well, Coyote's instinct is to double down on those. When things are going bad, Coyote doubles down. But when things went bad for Coyote, he needed to modulate his blame, casting brand of politics, and Coyote would have been rewarded lavishly by the animals in the forest. Coyote didn't change because he didn't need to or couldn't conceive of how to do so, as the grandmother said. Coyote's combination of flawed judgment and impoverished imagination hardly support optimism about Coyote's ability to remain in power under real troubled circumstances. The forest's original instructions declare that time moves on. Animals who wish to regain control don't have to confront or defeat Coyote. They merely need to transcend Coyote, using issues to create leadership personas that they will make Coyote look irrelevant, an artifact of an era that passed. But an animal yelled from the crowd, and the council and the grandmothers perked their ears. What about all the animals that follow and enable Coyote? The oldest grandma from the Turtle Clan stood and addressed the animals and stated, it's true that Coyote will not lack ways to get his tricks out, but what will be his message? What will be his message? I lost my place. Oh, shoot. So what will be his message? Stood and addressed the animals. Beyond repeating claims of stolen election that his lawyer, the Toad, said are not true, conspiracy theories, of course, can have power, even without facts. That is how deep Coyote's trickery has to be. The forest's fascination with strong animals who burst on the scene with noisy opposition to the status quo will always be an appeal. The grandmothers say that it is the animal's imagination that self-invent outsized outsiders who don't have staying power. The coyote years were not just a peyote illusion, but they will soon come to feel like it. The hangover and constipation will not leave much opportunity for coyotes' return to real power.
Tesosomok. Man, Coyote got a bad rap tonight, man. Bad rap. Wiley Coyote. Team Roadrunner over here. Mimi. Thank you, Tesosomok. Let them know where to follow you. Y muchas gracias por
Thank you all.
tu poesía esta noche, como siempre.
Igualmente. Folks can follow me on Instagram under Gashes 2019, and I'll drop it on the chat before you guys kick me all out.
Yes. The one good thing about Coyote was Coyoacán, which is where Frida Kahlo is from. And Acán, I think it means land of, right? So Coyoacán
Place
means
of.
land of the coyotes. And
Place
that's
of.
place of, yes, place of the coyotes. But in Roadrunner form, that's all, folks. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here, sending you love and healing light. Always, always, always. I'll see you next week on Thursday. And we will continue this circle of love and poetry and community and family. I'll be lighting a candle tonight for all of us, for all of you, and for all of those that are transcending to the next realm, but they're still with us always. Thank you. Buenas noches. Mwah. Good night.